All right, we got an interesting one today. We've got a 992 base PDK base car. The guy's wanting to get more power out of it. So rather than going the usual route with all the bolt-ons, which we already have the IPE exhaust on here when he got the car, it had this, I just measured it out. It looks like it's like a 2 3/4 inch or 2.5 inch exhaust. It's at least an upgrade over the factory exhaust as far as airflow, but we are jumping straight into the pure turbos here. So no supporting mods. Just going right to the turbos. He got with Sam and they discussed this, Sambo over at By Design, and for what he was wanting to do, this was the best matchup. So we've got the pure turbos. We're going to be installing those and doing the Pro Tune with the Cobb access port. So, and then he should be up around 500 wheel horsepower on this, and we can go higher with supporting mods. But for what he was wanting to do right off the bat, they just decided to go to the big dogs. So we'll get this torn apart, get these turbos swapped out, and we'll go from there. Like I've discussed in some of my other videos, I think it's a little comical. I don't understand why they do this, but it's cool to me. Porsche just puts Porsche in like random places that nobody's ever gonna see, pretty much. The heat shield for the turbocharger. So with the turbos off, we can really see the difference here. I'm used to dealing with turbo S cars, which already have great big turbos, or GT2 RS cars, which already have pretty massive turbos on them for our cars. And here you can see the pure turbo. And here you can see the factory turbo. Down in there, the compressor versus the pure. So we can see where our power's coming from on this bad boy for sure. It's kind of comical, actually. Our wastegate actuator assembly. So we'll be adjusting this after we get it on the new turbo and get everything installed. So for comparison, on our pure turbo, we're looking at around a 44 millimeter compressor versus, you can see the factory compressor wheel, 30 maybe. So after completion of this job, there is a wastegate adaptation or a wastegate adjustment setting that we go through on the PVIS. So you can see the rod here. So once that's adjusted correctly, then you can do an adaptation through the PVIS. And it tests everything and it tells it the new parameters where it's supposed to be at. With this being a race car for off-road use only, we are able to source a set of slightly used FI, I believe. Frequency innovation. I don't know, it's on here somewhere. But they've got a nice little cheater in here. So interested in seeing, hopefully we don't get any check engine lights, although it doesn't matter because this is a off-road use only vehicle, racetrack and off-road use only. So since we changed the turbo sizing, we have to have a custom map, Pro Tune, Sam at By Design. Obviously took care of that along with the turbos. So right now I'm downloading or am installing the stage 1 or stage, the 91 octane tune into the car. We're gonna run that, data log it, and then he's gonna have a look at the data logs, and then from there tweak it or switch over to the 93 and move up from there. So that is the joys of using the access port from Cobb and being able to have somebody to Pro Tune and whenever you data log. So it's basically what we used to do with dyno, having to dyno tune stuff. Now we can do it through the computers, so it makes everything much simpler. One last peek at our pure turbos after installation. As I stated before, we didn't do any of the supporting mods. He went straight to the turbo. So where we're going to be at with the turbos, and then where we're going to be at after he does the supporting mods. We can pick up pretty decent gain on the supporting mods, so I'm looking forward to doing those. All right, final look before we get her down and take her out for the data logging. IPE exhaust, Phi frequency innovation exhaust, or intelligent exhaust, I don't know. Cat bypasses for off-road use only, track use only, and then hidden behind these pretty Porsche heat shields, we've got the pure turbos. So we're gonna get her down, take her out, do some third gear data logging, get that map sent off to Sam, and see what we're gonna do to turn it up. Also, I'm super happy we are already on the wear bars. Can't turn that. We're already on the wear bars on these Pirellis because those aren't very good tires. So we're gonna switch over to some Michelin so we can actually put the power down whenever he gets to the point of not having any traction, which I'm assuming is gonna be relatively quickly now that we're gonna be up in the 500s. So we ran the lower tune map just to make sure that everything was good. Took it out, data logged it, sent the data logs to Sam. Everything looks good. So we're moving up to the high boost map. Whenever you're using the Cobbs, people do this all the time. It tells you got to use a charger. We get cars brought in here where people tried to do this on their own in their garage, and the car will shut off halfway through tuning, and then it will pull down a bunch of control units and stuff. Like, we got to make sure you put a charger on these things, guys. So we're going to go in and we're just going to start the new tune. So we're delivering the bigger tune in here now, and then we're going to take it out. We're going to data log it, and everything should be good on it. I'm going to double check my work and make sure it was perfect, and then get it returned to the customer. Left lane is for high-speed traffic and passing only.